Yeah, and well, one game that we were actually avoiding checking the score of because we didn't want to spoil
exactly.
it.
I don't want no spoilers.
No, we don't want to. Look, we're fans just like y'all. We're going to throw it out to Damian Bartonic with our game of the week. Damian, Lufkin at Longview. How did the Panthers fare against the Lobos tonight?
Hey guys, before we get into this game, something just happened here that I've never seen. The lights all went out and there was a whole bunch of like phones and stuff. Craziest thing, I don't know what's going on, but anyways, this game has been insane. I'm not going to tell you the current score because at first we got to get into the details of everything that's went on. Take a look. There's no love lost between Longview and Lufkin, and right out of the gate, this one was intense and started out as a disaster for the Lobos. The Panthers are up 7-0 at this point, and Johnny Hamilton throws this one right behind his man for the pick. Lufkin looks to capitalize, and they do. Kenny Waters, looking like Ricky Waters, the smooth operator, glides into the end zone for the score. 14-0 early in this one for Lufkin. But the Lobos have life. Hamilton hands it off to Mason Washington, and rumble, young man, rumble. Right to the crib. Lobos inch closer at 14-7 in the first quarter. And the momentum, it just rolled, baby. Halfback power, you see both guards pull, and Mason Washington finds pay dirt again, tying this one up at 14 in the second quarter. And after the Lobos force a punt, Longview is now in the 2-minute right before half, and Jaden Washington works the seam, makes the Panthers pay. Big-time tutty, puts the Lobos up after what was a disastrous start of 2 turnovers. All right, are y'all ready? I got to tell you, right now, Longview is up 28-14, 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Right now, it's 2nd and 5 on the 8-yard line. They can put up some more points in this one. I mentioned in the highlight read there that, look, the momentum just kept rolling, and clearly it kept rolling. And right now, he's about to score again. Longview just scored right now. So 34-14, Longview is up. Fellas, it's been a game. It's been a game. I'm going to send it back to y'all in studio.
I love it.
Wow.
It looks like he's having a good time, man.
Yeah,
Those lights, the production value of what they do out in Longview, kind of across the board,
that
is
was crazy.
insane.
Now, when he put that up, I figured the game was over and this was like a celebration or something.
No. They're just getting started. That might have been going into the fourth quarter or something like that. Hey, Longview looks like they're jumping ahead, maybe getting some hold, getting control of this game later on over Lufkin.
And I think all 4 of us picked Longview pre-game.
I think we did.
Well.
I think we did. That looks like that streak's going to stay alive, and looks like my pick staying a little secure. But hey, we were out just a few hours ago. Remember that Pine Tree Pirates looking to build off of their stellar 2024, and they were playing those Gilmer Buckeyes, looking to get back into state championship form. It all starts tonight. Here's a good start to it. Travion Home with a hard run up the middle, ran into a brick wall of Jaden Servia, and then a few plays later, the quarterback, Gilmer, Zay Taylor, one of the shortest in the state, gonna make it look really easy. One move, walk right into the end zone. They did miss the extra point. Now here's the tallest quarterback in the state, Brayson Woods, finding it over the middle. Rashad Woodford, he's gonna kick it into high veer. Look at the hair go. He's gonna get dragged into the end zone. They made their extra point though, so it's 6-7 on the scoreboard. Gilmer was quick to respond though. Taylor fakes the handoff, rolls off to his right, and he's gonna find his man in the end zone. Easy 6 for Gilmer. Desmond Williams, the junior, grabs the first tutty of the season for himself. They actually missed the extra point there. Let's see the score from that one. Gilmer taking a little more hold of that over the Pine Tree. The district rival, 34-17, currently leading it.
Yeah, and it sounds like the Pine Tree Pirates might have just put up another touchdown, so it's 34-23 now, fighting back a little bit, a little fourth quarter
On
comeback.
back at the end, all right.
Yeah, I don't know if they got a lot of time there, but we got a battle of the Bulldogs here. Kilgore and Carthage's team captains meet at midfield to shake hands, exchange pleasantries. Opening drive, and Carthage at midfield goes for it on 4th and 8. Quarterback Jet Surratt passes to KJ Edwards, and the pass is complete, but they come up just short, and that's a turnover on downs. Here we go. Quarterback Kason Brooks for Kilgore takes the snap takes the screen to Rashawn Williams, who does some dazzling, shocking, and driving movements from sideline to sideline. No, he refuses to go down. 20-plus yards on the first down, and he's fired up about it. The fans are fired up about it. A few plays later, Brooks hands it off to Isaiah Waters, who powers his way for a first down, carrying the Carthage defenders down to the 2-yard line. Talk about refusing to go down. Cheerleaders are into it, obviously. A few plays later, it's Williams once again getting the handoff and taking it for the tutty. The extra point would be good. The score, Kilgore 7, Carthage nothing. And y'all remember, Kilgore won this matchup last year as well. All right. right, late in the second quarter, Carthage going for it on 4th down again. Surratt hits Case and Burchett for a first down deep in Kilgore territory, but they miss a field goal, and the score at the half is 7-0 Kilgore over Carthage. Here we go again, folks. Let's check it out. And
All
okay,
right.
there you
Looks
go.
like they got their get back a little bit.
Yeah,
Got
Carthage
their get back
figured
a
it
little
out
bit.
in the second half. It seems like they're up 21-10 in the fourth, but excited to see, maybe Kilgore can claw back. We don't know how much time is left.
Hey, we got a sneak peek at this next one, though. I wish I did it. Let's get to the Rose City, where Tyler High hosted Marshall at Rose Stadium. Big time game for Marshall last year. Deji Montgomery with the pass to quarterback Alton Henderson manages to punch through. Mavericks first on the board. Then a little bit later on, Mavericks again with the ball, and then ball's going to be on the ground. Fumble. What is this? Tyler Braden Ford. He puts it up, and he's going to take it all the way to the end zone. Tyler ties it up 7-7. Here's Alton Henderson with the snap, breaking away from a friendly hug from Braylon Ford. Shakes it, loses his head, shakes it down the sidelines. He's going to get eventually pushed out of bounds there. No worries, though, because Henderson again with another push towards the end zone. Lions gearing up for another, or Mavericks gearing up for another touchdown. Then it's going to be the Lions back with the ball after it. Caden Granberry, the quarterback, the launches one down the field to Davion Searles, and that's a catch. The crowd roars. Granberry again. Kadarius McMiller, the 4-star, gets some space, and that'll make his way into the touchdown. All tied up after the first quarter. Let me see the score. This one, Tyler High over Marshall right now. Still some time left in that ball game. None of us saw that coming except for Jesus Martinez, who picked Marshall ahead of this game.
Shout out Jesus, shout out Cujo. All right, over in Chapel Hill, we had another battle of the Bulldogs, and here the home team dominated. Second quarter, Malik G finds DeMarcion Blaylock in the back of the end zone. How about the senior tiptoeing to stay in for 6? Chapel Hill already up at this point 14-0. Jasper's going to be on offense now, but oh boy, that ball slips out of Major Armstrong's hands. That's a fumble. Chapel Hill recovers, and the yellow and white go right back to work in the red zone. G hands it off to Lemuel Stinson. The path is cleared. That's another Chapel Hill tutty. They're up 21-0. And then immediately on the ensuing kickoff, we got a little onside kick action. Chapel Hill is all over it. No mercy from these Bulldogs tonight. My word, they were just pouring it on, folks. When I say no mercy, I mean no mercy. Here G takes the snap, rolls to his left, fires it downfield, and he's got the junior Malik Brown. Jump ball goes Chapel Hill's way for another huge gain, another chance in the red zone, and here they go right back to work. We'll end these highlights how we started him. Hello, DeMarcion Blaylock, right into your living room, folks, for his second touchdown in the second quarter. Chapel Hill beating up on Jasper. It was 28-0 midway through the second quarter. Let's check where we're at right now. That sounds about right. Chapel Hill complete the job. They take care of business. They take down Jasper 49-7.
Hey man, they played a lot better than they look. Those orange jerseys, or those yellow jerseys, are a big choice.
Yeah, they're bold. They're bold.
Yeah, that's
okay.
That's all right.
All right,
That's all right.
We got to take a quick break here and check in on some of our late news headlines. So here's Ayanna Aird.
The man at the center of an Upshur County manhunt was found overnight. In a press conference earlier today, authorities said he died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Lucas Stevenson was located at a home in Smith County where he barricaded himself for hours and refused to come out. The incident began early Thursday morning during a traffic stop. Deputies say Stevenson, who had active felony warrants, fled his vehicle, carjacking another driver's vehicle and leading authorities into Upshur County. The sheriff's office says while he was on the run, Stevenson broke into several homes, stole firearms and UTVs, and even killed a homeowner's dog.
It's a great group effort between them and all the federal entities, the state entities. It's probably the best camaraderie and working together of local, state, and federal agencies I've seen in quite some time.
Sheriff Smith says this investigation is still ongoing, and we'll keep you updated once we learn more. Today was day 4 of a high-profile Smith County murder trial where Scotty Goebel is accused of murdering Eddie Ramirez last October. Ramirez's mother, Blanca, took the stand and recalled hearing the gunshot that killed her son. His mother, Blanca Ramirez, said she thought the bullet hit the building, but she turned to see her son was holding his stomach. She testified, quote, "I never thought it was going to be the last day of my son, end quote. The trial will resume Tuesday morning after the Labor Day holiday with her back on the stand. The prosecution said it intends to call 6 to 10 more witnesses. And also new today, the autopsy is back, and it revealed the body found in northern Smith County this week belongs to Courtney Martin. She was a young woman who went missing 2 years ago around that same area she was found. According to previous reporting, Courtney's mother was the last person to speak with her. She told police Courtney called her saying she needed a ride and was close to her home along County Road 42. When her mother arrived, Courtney was no longer there. Her sister started to raise awareness through social media by creating a page called the Tyler, Texas Missing Persons Network. Through it all, the family patiently waited for answers. Now the investigation continues as the Smith County Sheriff's Office believes foul play is involved, and we will continue to follow this story and bring you the latest. An East Texas graduate is stepping onto the national stage. Tyler Legacy High School's Fabiola Caraballo Quiada will lead the North American tour and hit musical and Juliet. The Jimmy Award winner was just honored as the nation's top high school actress for her role in Big Fish. Caraballo begins performances September 23rd in Sacramento, just months after walking the stage at graduation. She's proof East Texas talent can bring shine bright on Broadway and beyond. And that's all for your local news break. Back to y'all.
Ayana, thank you so very much. Jimmy, I'll give you the floor. I know you want to talk
I thought about it a little bit more. I still don't like the yellow jerseys. I've seen them wear so much better. The blue looks good. The orange.
It's my third favorite of theirs of all the colors, but I mean, I'm not.
Hey, it's a long ride home for those Jasper. You know, I'm sure you're gonna have to see those yellow jerseys in their
They're going to be
nightmares.
dreaming about those yellow jerseys.
No, it won't be a dream. I promise.
A nightmare. Yeah, you're right. All right, well, folks, with that said, we got a lot more great games coming up after this break, so stay with us on Under the Lights. East Texas, welcome back into Under the Lights. Dan Millay and Jimmy Searfoss with y'all. Now, in the coming weeks, this part of the show will be when we celebrate our Player of the Week. What with this being week one, we don't got one yet, but going forward, we'll be on the lookout for the very best performances on the gridiron throughout East Texas. And hey, if you're a coach or someone in the community who thinks somebody is deserving of one of these beautiful little patches that you can sew onto your varsity jacket, let us know, email us, or tweet at us. I don't know. News@CBS19.tv is the email. But for now, Jimmy, let's get back to tonight's action. We got Maybank and Bullard here.
You're watching Under the Lights on CBS19.
Gophers. Bullard hosting Maybank tonight, a battle of the Panthers. Bullard's Cole Johnson catching the kick from Maybank. Look at that zig-zag around the Panther. He's going to end up going from one end of the field all the way around to the other side of the field. Evan Uli out of bounds. Eventually. Oh my goodness, that's pretty bad. Hey, week one for everybody here. Set up Bullard nicely though for the touchdown. Luke Stiegel with the side jog into the end zone. Maybank with the ball. Now I'm still not over that. Quarterback Jackson Copeland with the pass to Jaden Thompson. He's going to push himself into the end zone for another touchdown. Maybank's going to go for the 2-point conversion. Check that out. It's good. And they were up 21-20 at the end of the third quarter. Let me see the score.
Wow.
Tight one going into the fourth. Bullard looking to get the season going in the right direction quickly. They're up 29-28 over Maybank. Two Panthers going at it.
That'd be a big win for Bullard. Now, we're going to take it home to the original hamburger, Athens, Texas, where the Henderson Lions are taking on the Hornets at Bruce Field. I've been to Bruce Field. It's beautiful.
Still good.
Starting off in the first quarter, Justin Starling will get the handoff. He's going to cut up the field, make a man miss, and spin off another defender, still on his feet, eventually getting brought down after the gain. Starling again, this time getting the direct snap. He'll work his way to the right, find his way into the end zone for a Lions touchdown. Lions with some tough ground and pound on the opening drive. Hell, they're up 7-0. Now after a muff kickoff, Athens gets the ball back deep in Hornet territory. What do? Just keep feeding it to Starling. This time he dives in to put the Lions up by 2 tutties, both from Starling. Hornets first drive on offense now. Julius Brewer gets the handoff, and he's got a huge hole up the middle. Looks like he might make it to the end zone, but Braylon Walker saves the big play. Personal foul backs the Hornets up 15 yards, though. But check this out. Check this out. Here we go. David Richardson with the play action. Looks like he's going to throw it, but takes it himself. Sheds one tackle, nearly bumps into his own teammate, but he'll take it all the way into the end zone to answer back. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. You like that? Athens would miss the extra point, though. Let's check out where things are at right. Another close game. My word, look at that. Henderson just, wow, hanging on to a 42-41 lead. Man, week one, what more?
Hey,
what more could you want?
How about it? This is what you want to see. It's going to be a good year. And Athens, those are some jerseys.
Okay.
Those are maroon.
Nice
That's a
helmets,
good
too.
look,
Yeah.
man. Hey, just take it out to New Diana, where the game was tied in the first quarter at 8. Wouldn't take long, though, for that to change. Mount Vernon's ball. Cade George hands it off to Dawson Witherspoon. Gets through the hole. He's going to go ahead and go all the way. We're looking at the backs of a lot of jerseys, making 16-8. Next offensive play, just a little later on, New Diana quarterback says, not so fast. Breaks the tackle, breaks the arm tackle, and he's going to go for a touchdown himself. Look at the hair flowing in the wind from the big
Beautiful.
number 0, Dawson Witherspoon. Camera guy missed the ball crossing the goal line. He fought us. No, this one. This is the one.
Here we go.
He sneezed! Our camera guy sneezed! We missed it, but he scored a touchdown, I promise. That one ends up scoring himself. Later on in the game, dishes one out in the flat, and he's got a lot of green ahead of him. He's going to shake off a few defenders. Says, excuse me, pardon me. Looks like he might have stepped out of bounds, though. Later on the goal line, another handoff. This one makes it look real easy. Real easy. Mount Vernon scoring a few more times on New Diana, who was a powerhouse last year. Let's see that score. All right,
Wow.
Mount Vernon. Okay, we might see some shifting going on in that classification because New Diana was a state title contender last year.
They were new head coach, the Kerry Lane era in New Diana now, so, you know. It's week one. It's week one.
You
They
know,
can bounce back.
it's hard to predict a lot of things later on, but New Diana, not the start you wanted.
No, but now let's go over to Bulldog Stadium, another Bulldog Stadium where the Eustis Dogs are squaring up against the White Oak Roughnecks. Those are some nice helmets, Jimmy. I
those
like
are
both
good.
of those helmets.
Oh, yeah.
Fourth quarter, here we go. Fourth quarter, Tucker Ludlow gets the snap and passes to Angel Mejia. He's got some room to run. Look at him go. He's going to shed a tackle, try to juke another defender, but gets brought down just shy of the end zone. Same drive, third down now. Cameron Vale gets the handoff inside the 5, but he runs into a wall. A big hit by Angel Jackson to deny the touchdown. Next, have to settle for a field goal. Eustis ball after the field goal. Sophomore Preston Sy gets the handoff, bumps around the outside, hits the corner, turns on the speed, eventually brought down on the other side of the 50. We're in garbage time, though. The Roughnecks, they would get a big win in, oh my word, they would get a big win in Eustis. Let's check it out. Yep, there you go. Well, hey, we were talking, well, I went to White Oak, earlier this summer. They had a great season last year under Coach Ludlow, new Coach Ludlow, and it looks like they're carrying that momentum here into 2025.
Yeah, that's the start you want.
That is the start you want, no doubt about that.
I'm not, a big math guy, but 58, to 7.
It's definitely more than 7.
At least a few
We'll have to double
points.
check
At least
on
a few
that.
points of a win.
While we double check on that, though, here's a look at y'all's weekend weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Brett Anthony.
Well, hi, East Texas. Hope you enjoyed your first night of high school football here in East Texas. Well, technically second night, but first Friday night, and hopefully it stayed dry. Now, tomorrow's a different story. We are tracking a few rain showers intermittently from time to time on Saturday, and a high temperature somewhere in the mid-80s. So let's start this later tonight with some rain showers developing again and staying with us through Saturday morning, and then becoming more widely scattered by Saturday afternoon. So most of us will be dry by Saturday, say 4 or 5 o'clock. Sunday, it looks like most of the rain stays out to the west, and Labor Day right now looks like it'll be fantastic with lows in the 60s, warming up to around 86 by Labor Day afternoon. Here's your Baylor Scott and White Texas Spine and Joint Hospital 10-day forecast. It does get hot on Tuesday, near 90, then 87 Wednesday, but a cold front comes through, and it drops the high temperature back into the mid-80s. But then look at the morning lows for the first weekend of September, down into the lower 60s. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Lower 60s, mid-80s, that's what I like to see.
Sounds fantastic. Let's keep it that way.
Fantastic. And we're going to keep it, well, y'all better keep it right here on CBS19, because Under the Lights is back after this. Hello, East Texas. Welcome back to Under the Lights. Dan Mullane, Jimmy Searfoss with you, breaking down the latest and greatest from East Texas here in Week 1.
A lot of great.
A lot of great.
A lot of greatest.
A lot of
greatest.
Everything's the latest, and it's really all the greatest. So I don't know what you could possibly want. But with that said, we got to take a look at the Fab 15. Coming into this week, it's going to shake up this, but here we go. Starting with 6A, 5A, 4A, ranking on the left, team name, record, and where they ended up in the rankings last year on the right. Carthage, Longview, Texas High, Kilgore, Lufkin, Pleasant Grove, Gilmer, and Chapel Hill. That's 1 through 8. Then it's Pine Tree at number 9, followed by Marshall, Van, Athens, Sulphur Springs, Lindale, Tyler, Legacy. Raiders sneaking in there, tied with Center at the 15 spot. Big schools ready to make some big noise this season.
On the smaller side, Malakoff rebounding after that state final loss to in the last year. Westwood, Jefferson, Winsboro, Grand Saline, Liberty, Ilo, New Diana. That might see some shaking up after what we just saw. Beckville in the top 8. Rounding us out is Wascom, who lost this week. Honey Grove, Lovelady, Garrison, DeKalb, Dangerfield, and Troop. This will see some major shaking up here in a minute. But you know what? I think Carthage is going to stick right in that same spot.
I think I would have to agree with
and
you.
I'd imagine they aren't going to move much this entire season. Because if they run through Kilgore like they're running through everyone else, oh my goodness.
I mean, what a test for week 1 Kilgore is. And like you said, to put on that performance, my word.
And they lost last year, and then they ended up winning the state championship. If they can go through these guys, I don't see anybody.
That was so weird losing last year. Let's just not do that again.
Yeah, no, the squad they got,
yeah.
not be
All right, we got to throw it to Pittsburgh at Liberty Island. We're in the third quarter here. Pittsburgh up. Well, Pittsburgh's number 6, Lane Hall, tosses the ball to number 7, who picks up some good yardage on that play, dancing around the defenders. Man, they just can't take him down. My word, that's not good yardage. That's great yardage, folks. Hello, he says. That's a first down. A few plays later, the Hall pushes through the goal line for a tutty. 26-14 Pittsburgh. We're in the third quarter. Quick reminder, there's the scoreboard for proof. We wouldn't lie to y'all. We wouldn't lie to y'all. On the Liberty Island's next possession, the Leopards fumble the ball. It's picked up by Pittsburgh. Everything going Pittsburgh's way. Everything going Pittsburgh's way. Pittsburgh takes the ball in for the touchdown at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Now, y'all, rinse and repeat. We promise these are all new highlights. They just kept on scoring. And there you go. They win this one 33-20 over Liberty Island. Liberty Island was another team that had a really great season last year.
That's surprising.
Yeah,
I'm surprised right now. Pittsburgh up big. Mac Miller would be proud.
Mac Miller would be proud. That's a good point.
Hey, take me out to Harmony at Hooks. It's the first quarter. Hooks coming out here. Okay, those are some good uniforms.
Yes.
QB number 11, Rifkin Birdwell passes the ball to number 18 for a solid pickup there. Later on, Birdwell makes another long one. Check this one out. Over the middle of the field. This guy's going to take this one just shy of the goal line before he's dragged out of bounds, and the jersey shows it. This one
on by a thread.
This one's going to get handed off for a short gain. Just a few plays later, Birdwell passes it into the end zone. High point in that one. Number 5, amped up for that one. One of the first touchdowns of the season. 7-0. Hooks early on in this one. Harmony not even going to score a point in their opening game of 2025. They're going to have to wait a little bit longer for their first points of the season. Hooks 35-0 over Harmony.
Not scoring, it's a bold strategy, Jimmy. We'll see if it
not a
pays
lot
off.
of people win that way. You know,
historically not.
They say defense wins championships, but you have to score points as well and play defense.
Yeah, we're so excited. We'll take you to one more break. We'll show you all the final scores when we come back on Under the Lights. Good people of East Texas, Under the Lights on CBS19 has almost reached its conclusion, but it's about to just get started once again on CBS19 Plus at 10:35, so tune in for that. But, Jimmy, we've talked about so many tremendous games tonight. We got to check out these final scores because I'm sure it's hard for y'all to keep track at home. It's hard for us to keep track. Gilmer beats Pine Tree 41-25. Longview downs Lufkin 41-16. Carthage beats Kilgore 21-10. Chapel Hill beats Jasper 49-7. Marshall. Wow, tight. Oh my goodness, Marshall came back.
Marshall came back. Whoa.
43-42. Man, oh my word, I wish I was there. Jefferson beats Leonard 56-12. Spring Hill beats Sabine 38-13. And Athens sneaks by Henderson 49, or no, they're still in the fourth, but it's 49-42.
Talk about heartbreak over at Tyler Rose Stadium. Ouch. Then Mount Vernon over New Diana 55-29. Pittsburgh over Liberty Ilo 33-20. Maybank and Bullard went at it. Bullard pulled ahead by 1, 29-28. White Oak dominated Eustis 58-7. Rivercrest just barely losing to Ore City 14-7. Harmony gets boot stomped by Hooks 35-0. Lindale 31-7 over Hallsville. Texas High beats Tyler Legacy in a thriller 57-43, 100-point game.
Yeah.
Big time football here in East Texas.
How about that?
Huh?
100 on the dot.
100 on the dot. How about that? Over under,
Beautiful.
99.5.
Well, folks, as we get close to the end of the show, we got to talk future plans, as in where we'll be next week for the Under the Lights kickoff show, our 6:30 kickoff show. We're going to be heading to Longview, and y'all can catch us for that one. We'll be live at Lobo Stadium. There we go. They're taking on Marshall after they came back and defeated Tyler High. My word. I want to see that game.
One of the oldest rivalries in East Texas football right there. Marshall, Longview, going to be a good one.
Well, that'll do it for us tonight, folks. Make sure to catch us on CBS19 Plus. Coming up right here, it's on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Stick with us. We'll be right back. good people of East Texas, and welcome back to Under the Lights Late Night Edition on CBS19 Plus. This is just for the true fans, the true
the real
football fans, the true East Texas football fans.
Like you and me.
Like us.
And you at home.
And y'all at home. Dan Millay, Jimmy Searfoss, hanging on y'all. We're hanging on with y'all here late night. We appreciate y'all sticking with us. And man, we got to throw things back to our game of the week because it was a good one. All right, and there's no love lost between Longview and Lufkin. Right out of the gate, y'all, this game was intense. And just tremendous, what do they call those, Jimmy? They run, the things they run.
Sparklers.
Out. The sparklers, yeah, well, that's not what I'm talking about, but they were sparklers. You were right. All right, bad start for the Lobos, though, and the Panthers are going to jump up 7-0. Here comes Johnny Hamilton. He throws one behind his man for the pick. And that looks like, well, I'm sorry, that was the previous play. Ricky Waters, smooth operator, glides into the end zone for a score 14-0 early on, but the Lobos have life. Hamilton hands it off to Mason Washington, and rumble, young man, rumble. To the crib he goes. Lobos inch closer at 14-7 in the first quarter, and the momentum rolls on. Halfback power. Both guards pulling. Mason Washington finds pay dirt again, tying this one up at 14 in the second quarter. After the Lobos force a punt, though, Longview in the 2-minute now before half. Jaden Washington works the seam and makes the Panthers pay big time. Tutty puts the Lobos up after what was a disastrous start. But folks, who cares about a disastrous start when you end? It's not about how you start, Jimmy. It's about how you finish.
Hey, how about those Washingtons out there, man? That name rings true up in Longview in those great uniforms.
Yes.
Green, can't beat that green.
Both of them. I like the purple as well. I like the white and purple as well.
I'll tell you what, man. One time I was talking to John King. They were saying, hey, you ever going to wear maybe an alternates? Maybe get some blackout uniforms? He said, oh, no.
I knew that's what he was going to say. I love that.
Not a chance.
John King. Me and John King are in lockstep with that. All right, we're going to throw it out to Damian Bartonik. Damian has a special guest, one of the big stars from tonight's win for Longview. Damian, take it away.
What up, fellas? Y'all were over there rambling, talking, while I'm over here with an absolute legend of this week, week one, Trey Hamilton. I've been calling him Johnny, his government name. He said, hey, man, I go by Trey. I'm going to tell you like this, Trey. It was a big-time game for y'all this week. It was personal. A lot of people told me how important this game was, especially with Coach King's announcement earlier this week. Tell me how big of a win this was.
Our motto this week was do for Coach King, get the win for Coach King, because we don't know if this is going to be his last game with us this season or if he going to come out here next week with us this week. So we said we're going to do it for Coach King, and we got that win for him, and now he finna go celebrate.
Hey, and not only that, too, y'all are going to celebrate, man. I know this was personal for you. I know I'm not the youngest guy no more, but I saw the TikTok. I saw what y'all were talking, man. It was a lot of talk. But, hey, how satisfying was that to come out and perform against a team where y'all were talking a little bit?
It's a good little rivalry between us and Lufkin, but me and my team, we just kept our heads down, stay out the mix, and went out there and got that dub.
And my last one for you, man, how important was it to start off fast like this and get a big time win? You put up a 40 ball on them. It was 28-14 when I had my first live hit, and it was like 5 minutes left in the fourth. You guys put up a 41 ball. Tell me how big that was.
We started off a little slow, but we had to build up, get our groove, and once we got that, it's just money from there.
Yeah, y'all were doing y'all's thing. Yeah. Hey, my guy right here got the Pat Mahomes 15, the Pat Mahomes rim protector. He's doing his thing. But, hey, fellas, I'm going to send it to y'all in studio, and happy week one.
Hey, happy week one, man. Big time game time for Trey Hamilton. Trey, I got that right, not Johnny. Hey, he's done a lot of growing. He was kind of forced into that quarterback situation, that starting varsity role last year, a little bit later on. Came up big in the playoffs, got the job done, and now he's really starting to play his game. He's developing into himself. Hey, another big win tonight for the whole King family because Haynes King ended up with Georgia Tech. It hurts me a lot to say this.
You're big to bring that up. It's a big move.
I'm a big man for doing this.
Yes, that's right.
But he did beat my Buffaloes today. They just wrapped that game up 27-20. Haynes King scored twice in that game in Colorado. Big time emotional game, I'm sure, for him, just with his dad's diagnosis. Big time win for the Longview Lobos tonight.
I love that live interview, Damian. That was great stuff. And I love Trey's answers. I mean, these high school kids in East Texas they're like media trained.
They're media trained
because they know they're going places. I mean, it's really unbelievable. Great job by both of y'all just then. But, man, we got to throw it back to some games from last night because we had some Thursday night lights action. And oh boy. Should we tell them? No, he probably knows, right? Okay,
Yeah,
well, anyway. First quarter here, Red Raiders trying to start strong against Texas High. They'll do just that as Kason Gray finds Decaden Brown along the sideline.
TK Brown
hauls it and says, move those chains. Later on, Legacy attacking through the air once again. This time, Gray hits the tight end, Bo Slaughter, who goes airborne, comes down with it in the end zone. How about the Red Raiders going up early? They led the Tigers 7-0 with about 6 minutes to go in the first. But, well, in case y'all forgot, Texas High, they're really good. Gerard Hopkins receives the kickoff immediately after the score. And, folks, he is off to the races. Check out the Tigers blocking for their guy as Hopkins churns and burns, moving those legs, eventually, mercifully, being taken down just inside the 5-yard line. Incredible field position for Texas High, but an even better effort by the Legacy defense to keep him out of the end zone, getting the stop there on 3rd and goal. Tigers would have to settle for a field goal. That made it 7-3 Red Raiders, but then the rain, the skies opened up, the lightning came through, delayed this one midway through the first quarter, and this one would resume after a little while. It became an offensive shootout. Texas High came out on top 57-43, but Jimmy, I mean, just a really great performance by Legacy. Texas High was an incredible team all season last year, so to put up this performance against the Tigers, that says a lot about this Red Raiders team.
Especially with that quarterback, that young quarterback at the Tire Legacy. There's a big-time question. How is this guy going to perform at the biggest stage of his young career? Coach said, hey, he's waiting for this moment his whole life. Lived up to it.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm excited to see him again next week. Rose City rivalry. Book it. Book it. Hey, let's head out to Pleasant Grove now. Full tilt on the back of the jerseys. That means these guys are angry. At the head of the Atlanta Rabbits. First quarter, Hawks getting the ball. Colt Yancey from the gun. Rep, get out of the way! Please. Jamarian Richardson comes through. 40-plus yards for the touchdown run. 7-0 Pleasant Grove. I'm sorry, ref, I didn't mean it. Atlanta on offense. DeAndre Simmons escaping some pressure. Moves out to the right. Lost one up. James Solomon. Oh, wrong team. And he's going to be good to return this one to around midfield. Ensuing drive from Pleasant Grove. Colt Yancey swings it out to Spencer Browning, makes an inside cut, and he's just going to go ahead and gun it for the end zone. He gets tripped up a little bit on the 5-yard line. That's a sticky one. Yeah. Watch your spot, watch your split. Next play, Yancey with the handoff to Nick Bells, practically walking into that touchdown. Could have moonwalked in there backwards like Michael Jackson. They missed the extra point, leave it 13-0. We'll skip this one ahead. Pleasant Grove. Colt Yancey, downfield, Walker right. Oh, Walker's so right. Touchdown Hawks, making it 20-2 at the half. Odd score week 1. You know, it is how it is.
It's week 1.
They torch Atlanta 34-2. Those big-time win for the Pleasant Grove. Pleasant Grove, I'm blanking on their name right now. They're the Hawks.
They're the Hawks.
Yes.
Yeah, well, and I said it last night. Hawks tend to eat rabbits in the wild,
yes,
right?
They do.
Kind of swoop down. They've got the laser vision and all that kind of good stuff. But Jimmy, we're going to throw it to Lindale at Hallsville, and that was you on the mic last night for Thursday Night Live.
For the first time.
After what, like a 2.5-hour delay?
Yeah, 2.5 hours. We were sitting there in that press box. It was getting stuffy.
Oh, boy.
Thank God for all the food in there.
Well, let's see how it turned out.
He's going to hand it off to Emilian, who's going to find some space. He's going to juke out. He's got it on the edge. He's lining up, and he will make his way into the end zone. Lindig out of the pistol, hands it off. Oh, he's going to keep it himself. He fools everybody. He's going to make his way into the end zone. Some movement from Noah Collins, who's going to get it. There's a fake. He's got a man wide open downfield. Look who it is. He's going to get in there for the touchdown. The fake. That's number 17 who caught it. Dax Ani, the sophomore wide receiver. No flags. And that's 6 for the Bobcats, who put something on the board, pulling out all the tricks in the fourth quarter.
That was a lot of fun. We were going to be doing this again next week, but this time, Lindale taking it 31-7 over a school from a bigger classification. Lindale's just 4A school. Hallsville's a 5A school. They beat them 31-7. Hey, what I learned? Emilian Johnson. Remember that name, dude. That kid was running all over the place, and that Lindale defense is dang good. Watch out for them. They're contenders for that District of Doom championship title.
Right, and they were the first team that I hit this summer, and that's what Coach Cochran kind of told me was we feel really confident about our defense. And Emilian Johnson was a name we heard a lot last year, so not surprised to see him off to a hot start here in 2025. But folks, we're going to take a quick break here on CBS 19 Plus. When we return, we're going to revisit our site game and just even more great East Texas football. Where else would you want to be? It's all great. Oh, that beautiful, sweet, sweet music. Welcome back into Under the Lights, late night edition. Dan Boulay and Jimmy Searfoss with you. Folks, what a tremendous week one of football it's been in Beast, Texas.
It's been great, and I'm sad that it's almost over, but it's not quite over. I think we have some games going on tomorrow that I'm going to be heading out to.
Sir.
I'm sure you're watching on the weekends. Come on now.
Be watching on the weekend.
Tune in.
We know who's not and who is, so be aware.
That's all him.
I know.
All right, let's take it out to the side game. Pine Tree Pirates looking to build off of a stellar 2024 with a 10-win season. They got the Gilmer Buckeyes, perennial powerhouse. It all started tonight. Here's a good start. Tavion Home running up the middle. He gets met hard into the brick wall with Jaden Servia moving the ball early. A few plays later, Gilmer quarterback Zane Taylor, one of the shortest in quarterbacks on the side of the state, making it look easy.
Not there's anything wrong with that.
Not there's anything wrong with that coming from me. Here's one of the tallest, though. Brayson Woods over the middle, finding Rashad Wolford. Look at the hairs on his head moving. He's going to get dragged into the end zone. Gilmer missed their extra point. They're going to make theirs. So who is it? It's 6-7 on the scoreboard. Come on, Dan. Gilmer quick to respond, though. Rolls out. That's Zay Taylor finding his man in the end zone. This one, they made it look easy there. Desmond Williams with his first grab of the season. Pine Tree losing this one. Stayed close there for a little bit. Gilmer looks like they're going to be their usual selves. That kid can really sling it, Zay Taylor. I saw him at the passing academy.
Okay.
Kid can hurl that ball, man. He's a good quarterback.
Pirates have nothing to hang their heads about. You know, Gilmer's always good. Even last year when they, had a quote-unquote off year, they were 8-4. They were a playoff team. They were easily a playoff team.
A few rounds deep, too.
Right. And then talking to Coach, Metzel this year, he said, our line is even bigger and stronger than it's been in the past. And I kind of thought to myself,
oh, yeah.
Bigger and stronger.
Oh, did you see him?
My word, yeah.
Did you see number 72 out there?
They were in action just there. All right. We're throwing things to Spring Hill at Sabine, Celebrity City, where the Cardinals are hosting the Panthers. There's a Cardinal for you. Pick up the game early here in the fourth quarter. Spring Hill is leading 38-13. Sabine QB Skylar Pierce hands it off to Angel Gianna, who finds a hole, takes the ball over the field for a first down, but they would have to punt. Next Spring Hill possession, quarterback Travis Allen hands the ball to Coleman Stout, who bowls his way for a first down. Move those chains. Move them. I think that's what the cheerleaders were saying. All right. A few plays later, Allen hands the ball to number Stout again, and he surges his way for another first down. We're moving those chains, one foot in front of the other here. They're not all touchdowns, people. But a few plays later, the Spring Hills, Allen cannot control the snap, and Sabine's Aiden Swenson comes up with a fumble, but neither team is able to score again, and the final wound up 38-13, Spring Hill.
Whoa,
wow.
All right, Spring Hill.
Look at that.
Showing up. All right. Hey, I think they had, 2 wins last year? Snuck into the playoffs, got beat up quite a bit by Carthage. They had a pretty good offseason.
Yes.
Baseball team going all the way to the state championship. Hey, opening it up with a win in 2025. Love to see it. I was waiting for this game all week long. Carthage, Kilgore, Bulldogs going at it. Heated rivalry. Kilgore won it last year. Opening drive, Carthage to midfield. 4th and 8. Quarterback Jet Surratt passes it to KJ Edwards, who won't get there. Turnover on downs early. Now, Kason Brooks takes the snap screen to Rayshawn Williams, who does some dazzling, some shocking, driving, moving up the middle. He won't go down. How many Bulldogs does it take to bring down this Bulldog? A 20-yard rush for a first down and a lot more. A few plays later, Brooks hands it off to Isaiah Waters, who just powers his way into the end zone. Nope, not quite. Almost there. Almost to the end zone. 2-yard lines. A few plays later, though, Williams, once again, this time, that one's going to get in there. Someone lost their head, and the extra point was good afterwards. The score, Kilgore 7, Carthage nothing early. Late in the second quarter, though, Carthage going for it on 4th down again. Surratt finding Kaysen Burchette for the first down deep in Kilgore territory. They actually missed the field goal to score at the half, 7-0 Kilgore over Carthage. That didn't stick around.
And then the second half happened.
And then the second half happens. Carthage is so dang deep on all sides of the ball. Kilgore doesn't say anything about them, though. No. They are right there with them. That's a pretty close score if you ever know anything about Carthage.
Right, yeah, literally. That's like that. That's basically losing by 1 score against a regular team is losing by 11 to Carthage.
Exactly.
We're going to head out to Ore City now. Rivercrest in town. Here comes the Rebels out of the tunnel, looking to be a powerhouse this year. Wouldn't that be nice? Everybody's trying to be a powerhouse. It's week 1, people. Ore City with the ball. Blake John's short little pass to the big running back, Angel Velasquez, who rumbles. That's exactly what he did. He rumbled for the first down after the catch. Beautiful play this time. Tavarius Pritchett is trying to walk the line down the sideline, but eventually forced out of bounds. Ore City would turn the ball over on downs. So there goes that drive. 3 plays later, Rivercrest's Reese Case back to pass. It's deflected and then intercepted by Tavarius Pritchett. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. People all over the field. Ore City looking to capitalize on the turnover. Blake Johns airs it out to Kyler Rowe for the big catch and a big first down. Gets taken down about the 5-yard line there. Ore City looking to add on. Johns another short pass to Velasquez, but this time he stretches for the pile-on touchdown. Rebels 7-0. Let's check out where that one ended up, and that was a little bit of a low-scoring game, a defensive battle, if you will.
Yeah.
But Ore City comes out on top over Rivercrest, 17-14.
We'll have more after this break, but it's been pretty good so
We'll
far.
have the best stuff. We're talking top plays after this break.
All right, I'm here for it.
Don't go anywhere. Hello, good evening. Welcome back to Under the Lights, everybody. Our time has almost run out, but before we go, we got to leave y'all with the best of the best from week 1. I'm talking top plays, brother. Come on,
Tippy top,
now.
tippy top.
Come
Take me
on
out to the
now.
Mavericks.
This is why we play, bro. Top plays.
Oh yeah, you're not done. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's go. Oh yeah,
Go,
fire it up.
do it.
Come on,
Jimmy, tell
Tyler
me.
High, Mavericks with the ball. Well, what about this? Fumblerooski, dude. Tyler's Braylon Ford. That puts up 7 on the board for Tyler along with Marshall. Tyler's gonna jump ahead on him.
And here we go. David Richardson with the play here. This is against Henderson. Looks like he's going to throw, but takes it himself. Sheds one tackle and nearly bumps into his own teammate. He walks into the end zone, and that is an Athens touchdown.
In a great uniform. Bullard's Cole Johnson catching the kick from Maybank. Just a zip. He's gonna zip around those Panthers, going around the long way around to the opposite side of the field. Eventually, got it this time.
Yes.
Out of bounds. downs, but he's going to go as far as you possibly can without scoring a touchdown. You know, he was gassing after that one. Week 1, that conditioning's still working on it.
I'm sure there's someone out there named Evian Iuli who's like, they're talking about me. All right, here's my top play from Chapel Hill. Very first touchdown I saw here tonight. Malik G finds DeMarcion Blaylock Sr. Just keeps his feet in bounds. A stellar tiptoe job, folks. He made that look a lot easier than it was. Of course, this was just a part of a Chapel Hill route. They really roughed up Jasper tonight.
Oh, yeah, let's take a look at this one from the tallest man in East Texas. He didn't really have to do anything but reach over and put in his receiver's arms here. Look at him go. Look at him go. He's going all the way into the end zone. First score for Pine Tree tonight over Gilmer.
Unfortunately for the Pirates, we talked about it when we're going to show y'all all the scores here. They were not able to overcome the Buckeyes.
No, yeah, that over Gilmer part did not stay.
Right.
Hey, Gilmer ended up coming back and went
Again,
out.
talked about it the other way. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish.
It is about how you finish.
It can be a good or a bad thing. All right, let's check out some of the scores from the biggest games. So many games. Gilmer beat Pine Tree 41-25. Longview beat Lufkin 41-16. We heard from the QB Trey after the game. A wonderful interview with our very own Damian Bartonic. Carthage took down Kilgore 21-10. Yes, sir. Okay, I thought I read that wrong. Chapel Hill beat Jasper 49-7. That was a rout. That's where I was. Marshall came back and beat Tyler High.
Unbelievable.
I have to know what happened in that game.
Tyler
Crazy.
and both Tyler schools putting up 40-plus points.
That's, yeah, and against good teams.
Next week is going to be a fireworks show.
Yeah, that'll be exciting. Jefferson took down Leonard 56-12. Spring Hill topped Sabine 38-13. Jimmy, you said it, just 3 wins last year, but they're starting off strong this year. And Henderson and Athens,
look at that.
Looks like they're tied at 49. That's
still
a
in the fourth.
Shootout, and they're still in the fourth quarter waiting for that one to
Ricky
wrap
Meek's
up.
going to have to work for that first win back as a as a Lion. Hey, give me the next sheet here. Mount Vernon over New Diana, 55-36. Shake up, new era for New Diana. Pittsburgh beats up on Liberty Isla, wins by 13. Maybank just barely losing to Bullard. Hey, Brandon will be happy for that one. Bullard pulling that first win out of the season. They're 1-0 undefeated. White Oak 58-7 over Eustis. Rivercrest loses by a field goal to Ore City. Harmony, they're going to have to wait a little bit longer for their first points of the season. 0-35, they lose to Hooks. Lindale beats up on Hallsville. Texas High beats Tyler Legacy in the 100-point Century game.
The Century game.
The Century
They're
game.
going to talk about that one for centuries.
At least a few
Called the Century.
hours. Yeah.
If they are still talking about it. Well, thank y'all so much for joining us for the first week of Under the Lights. We had fun. We hope y'all had fun. Dan Millay, Jamie Searfoss. We'll see y'all next week.